In a moment, I'll look at what today's Russian papers are saying about the war in Ukraine and about how Donald Trump's return to the White House may or may not affect that. First, the pressures on the Russian economy, which are clearly growing. Nezavisimaya Gazeta reports that 70% of Russian business has already suffered as a result of sanctions. A survey of Russian companies has highlighted a considerable worsening in the conditions of their work by the end of 2024. Russian business has a particularly negative outlook due to anti-Russian sanctions and the policy of the Russian central bank, which is putting the brakes on credit and investment. At the start of 2025, the pressure on the Russian economy from sanctions increased significantly. Even on the front page of the government paper, Rossiyskaya Gazeta, where we find Valery Fyodorov from the Russian Public Opinion Research Center, he concedes that in Russia there remains a danger of stagflation when economic growth falls and inflation remains high. It's very difficult to exit that. On Russia's war in Ukraine and relations with the West, the main message to the Russian public seems to be, don't get your hopes up about Donald Trump. Russia's former ambassador to Washington, Anatoly Antonov, tells Kommersant today, we mustn't have inflated expectations that some old guy is going to come along and make our country richer and bring happiness into our homes. If Russia is strong, we will be respected. The vice-rector of the Russian Foreign Ministry's Diplomatic Academy also has no illusions about Trump. He tells Izvestia, no one will do our job for us. Only we're the ones who can ensure a permanent neutral status for Ukraine. And the only way to do that is by achieving the goals of the special military operation. And this is quite telling. Even if talks take place and achieve this or that result, the danger to Russia will remain until the complete destruction of the Kiev regime. And even after we finish the job, new challenges will keep appearing in other directions. 3 years ago, processes began that will continue for a long time. The battle for a multipolar world has only just begun, and Trump coming to power will not bring us victory. At best, it will win us some breathing space, which we would need to use effectively. Well, in those comments, no hint of compromise or any sense of an imminent end to the conflict. But also, this idea of the danger to Russia will remain. Keep in mind that in February 2022, it wasn't Ukraine that invaded Russia, it was Russia that poured troops across the border into Ukraine.